Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Show After RoW, where I tell you guys exactly what kind of happened after I got out of a reality of wrestling event the other day. The show was Fall Fury, and one of the big reasons why I try my best to be like purposely vague when it comes to what happens to the shows is because I don't want the show to become like I don't want this to become popular, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I want people to kind of see it when reality of wrestling uploads it, but like at the same time, I do know that being vague kind of doesn't really help anything with me because like I look at my videos and I'd be like, "What happened during that event?" Oh yeah, because sometimes I also even forget to like even name the shows. But in any case, though, this show was Fall Fury. Obviously, I was doing camera work over there, and I just want to go ahead and take this time to address something real quick. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. One of the things that I kind of don't want one of the things I kind of don't like is when people remember somebody for the worst thing that they do because of the fact that it's so easy to like point out, hey, this person did something wrong, and it's that's gonna be the only thing that we're gonna ever know that person for. I don't like that. I don't approve of that. I don't think that there's anything good that comes out of that, and I kind of hope that like someone like if somebody is trying to like better themselves, the last thing I want to hear if I was trying to better myself and become like a better me, the last thing I want to hear is, yeah, but don't you remember when you did XYZ 1 2 3? And it's like going, yeah, I'm trying to be a better person in spite of that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Also, I really do need to start recording around this time a lot more often. This is probably the most clear my videos have ever been. With that being said, though, um, yeah, like I do need to, the reason why I'm saying that is because like one of the things that I tend to look at is like when I'm doing the camera work, I tend to screw up. I tend to screw up a lot. I'm not a camera guy. I don't know anything about being a camera guy. I was told to be a camera guy, and I'm doing the best that I can here. The guy who's in charge of it, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't even tell me that I'm bad at it. He tells me that I do a good job every time, but every single time I look at myself in the videos and stuff like that, it's like I'm usually in the way, I'm messing up, I'm in a splash zone, something like that. It's a lot of craziness that happens, and I get nervous sometimes. With that being said, you're gonna probably see in Fall Fury where I mess up at. It's just like when I messed up during Javier Bernal's match against Savage King when I got in the way for that. It's really 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 easy. It's easier. It's easy to get in the way during a wrestling match, especially when the wrestlers are ridiculously athletic and just like Dragon Ball Z teleport in front of you and behind you, and you just got this big old heavy camera and you're just trying to do things. With that being said, yeah, you're gonna let's just say, but that's my botch, and I'm not proud of it. But I'm talking too much here. Miles Bourne was there. Miles Bourne was there. Yeah, the show advertised Miles Bourne so I could bring him up. He's a cool guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was shooting a breeze with him. He was nothing but nice to me the whole time, and it really kind of made me feel like and because it's like I kept telling him, I'm really glad that you got a chance to shoot the breeze with me for a little bit because you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're in WWE, you're in NXT, and he's like, nah, man, it's like everybody makes the show important. It's not just me. It's like I'm just the wrestler. I'm the guy in front of the camera, but you're also one of the guys behind the camera. So it's like if there's nobody behind the camera, who's gonna see me wrestle? You know what I'm saying? It was just like really, it was a really cool thing, and I need y'all. And here's the thing: with my time in reality of wrestling, I managed to interact with the likes of Trick Williams, even though it was very brief. He was a really cool guy. He was a cool guy the brief time that I got a chance to meet him. Ariana Grace, who was also really nice. Lash Legend, because she was with Trick Williams. I even got a chance to. I got a chance to interact with Oro Mensa, who is really, really, really good. Like they kind of fumbled the ball with Oro Mensa. I mean, and also I forget his name. Oh God, I forgot his name already. AJ Francis. He's almost always at Reality of Wrestling, and he's always been a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the time that I'm in Reality of Wrestling, I do get a chance to interact with a lot of the wrestlers there, and they're really nice people in person. Like like they will take time to like address you if you address them. All you gotta do is just be kind about it. One of the things, be like respectful about it. One of the things I try my best not to do is be like, the word is a mark. But the problem is that like a lot of these people, they don't mind interacting. They don't mind talking to people. They don't mind interacting with people. You can just, they're cool people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are you being a mark just by talking to them, or do other people think that you're being a mark because you're talking to them? Because they're stores, you can't talk to them. But I'm addressing this because, like I said, I'm talking to Miles Bourne, and for those who don't know, Miles Bourne, he is hard of hearing, or rather, he can't hear that well, and you can tell by like how he speaks. So like, I was talking to him, and I was doing some sign language with him, and he would be like, yeah, I don't know the words for that, and I'm like, how do you not know the word? You're deaf. How do you not know sign language? He's like, I can hear. I just can't hear that well. And he's like, it's funny because like, we were just, like I said, we're just shooting the breeze and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and the joke was that like, I would be, and like, the joke would be kind of like, he would, I'll be like, all right, so this is water. I don't know. How do you not know? He was cool though, man. I love that guy. But yeah, Miles Bourne was cool. I also found a new friend and this gigantic wrestler named Alex Ace. For those who don't know, Alex Ace was he wrestles like he's international, so he's like in Japan and all these other countries. Like definitely look him up. Tall guy, even taller than like Gaspar Hernandez, even taller than like EC Brownie from Australia, who, by the way, also a cool guy. Him and Ref Rach, amazing people. But it's just like the reason why I'm bringing these people up is because, but I was talking about Alex Ace, and I learned more about the country of Spain than I probably ever could my entire life. And, now I would like to go to Spain one day. Another thing was, but like, I did want to kind of like hang out with everybody after the show, but everybody kind of needed to, but like everybody kind of has a huge meeting, and I had to leave kind of not kind of early after the show. But it's just a sheer fact that it's like going, you forget, like Alex Ace had told me, it's a lot like like at the end of the day, wrestlers are just people who just get a kick. Wrestlers are just people. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the toughest looking, meanest looking wrestlers are probably some of the sweetest people. You ever seen dogs? And it's like there's like big dogs that usually like very loving and like very forward and just want to be around you. Little dogs will bite your ankles, But the whole idea though is that like the more I talk to these people, the less it feels like I'm a mark. Like I'm on at least good terms with Devon Dudley's twins, a Hall of Famer's sons. I could DM them right now. It's crazy. I'm not trying to like puff my chest out and act like I got clout or anything like that, because I don't. But like in the time that I've been trying to be a wrestler, I interact with a lot of wrestlers, and they're just all cool people. And the idea, it feels like the word mark is definitely just something that only people who think they're into wrestling talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, maybe I can be a bit of a fanboy. Maybe I can be a bit of a mark, and I don't mind it. But so far, the only people who has ever called me a mark were fans. The wrestlers I've encountered have just called me okay and cool and nice. Also, completely offhanded here, but like apparently, like because I kind of get the show going. Not just really. I'm not gonna say I kind of get the show going, but like when I get bored, what I'm saying, I be while I'm waiting for the show to start, being the camera guy, I have to stand in position before the show starts. And what happens is that like sometimes I'll be playing some music and I'll dance to the music if I like the song. Or I do this thing where I call invisible ball, where I take an invisible ball and I throw it to one of the people one of the staffers who just happen to be working for the show. And sometimes the fans like to get involved, and so it's like so I would throw the ball, somebody would catch it, and I would clap, and everybody would just be like and cheer and stuff like that. So we would like just do this stuff, and apparently one of the people who like recognizes me from the show, because once again I'm a camera guy and I do stuff before the show starts, gave me a little bag full of Halloween candy. Like, y'all, it's a bag of Halloween candy. This is from somebody in the crowd. Somebody in the crowd that I didn't even know. It was the nicest thing I ever seen. Like, that is the nicest thing, y'all. It's like, there was just like, we wanted to give something for you. Because it's like, like I said, I be playing around with I be trying to play around and try to get the crowd up before the show even starts. And it's just wild, man. That's beautiful. I like that. It's like, because they easily could have not done this. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. One thing about like people being nice to me is that, like, I live in a world where I used to hear, I don't have to do this when it comes to just about anything. So it's like when I see people, so when people are being nice to me and it's like complete strangers, the first thing that goes in my mind is they don't have to do this and they're doing it. That's mind blowing. So, this show got two new got a chance to talk to Miles Bourne, got a chance to get some gotta get some, some chocolate, some Halloween candy. Hopefully there's no MDMA up in here or nothing. And I also got a chance to, like I said, Miles Bourne, Alex Ace, talking with a bunch of the wrestlers. Got a chance. The show was good as it always can be. I just know that like there was some mistakes that I made as a camera guy, but you could check out what mistakes I made at Reality of Wrestling. At Reality of Wrestling's YouTube at the Booker T ROW. I need to edit so I could do something with that. In any case, though, the show was good. Everything went by okay. At least I hope so. At least I like to think that it did. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some of this Halloween candy. But that's it though, y'all. I am trying to get back into training. It's just a big money thing right now. It's always a money thing. It's always a money thing. I hate this. But like I said, the goal is to while I'm not wrestling, I'm taking up swimming lessons, and I'm trying to teach myself how to swim because I want to get the hang of diving and practice my diving because diving equals top rope moves. And so there's that. And but yeah, speaking of swimming lessons, at some point I might have to talk about that. But, because I went from not knowing how to swim to kind of swimming a little bit. And I feel good about it because, swimming is a full body workout. And the better I get at swimming, the more fit I'm going to be. At least I like to think so. But that's the update. And here's to hoping that something else happens a little bit better down the line. But that's it for now. Love, peace, and I hope to see you guys in the ring one day.